Hello, welcome to PTR. I'm Oliver. I'm joined by Niall, Lewis, and Alex.
Hello.
Hello.
It's time for the PTR show. Our more recently, actually bi-weekly video game news and discussion show.
Yeah,
I
been
think
cracking the whip.
this is our fourth in a row now.
That we haven't missed.
Right.
Down.
We're on a 4 streak.
Crazy stuff.
Gonna get the RCXD, am I right?
So what have we all been playing, fellas? Niall, if you want to hit us up, you've usually got something.
Yeah, so most recently, as in last night, I bought and played Dispatch.
Oh,
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I played it for about 2 hours. Did 2 and a bit episodes. And yeah, it's really, really good. I've never seen Invincible, but I assume if you watch Invincible and like it, then you'll like this. It reminds me very much of Telltale when it was good, and Life is Strange, the first one, and none of the others. In that it's it's a narrative decision making game. Like you get at the end of every episode, you get the percentages of which choices you've chosen and like how that compares to others. But it's just incredibly well done. The art style is amazing. The narrative and voice acting is amazing. Aaron Paul plays the main character, and he does really well with that. I'm pretty sure. What's he called? The Watcher from What If, but also he's in Westworld. You know the guy. The voice of him. He plays probably my favorite character in it as well. And yeah, so the start of the story is basically you're a guy with no powers, but you have a suit called the Mecha Man suit. And very quickly, this isn't really a spoiler because it's more of a setup for the story, you lose that suit. And so it's about what happens afterwards. And what happens is you become a team member for a dispatch team who dispatch superheroes to crimes. And that's kind of how the story begins, and that's also the underpinning mechanic outside of the narrative, because unlike a lot of other narrative games like this, there is an actual very gamey mechanic to do with it. It's kind of similar but executed much better than Promise Mascot Agency's card game, in that it breaks up the gameplay significantly, because you go in and there's a crime that comes up and it gives a description of the crime, and you're like, right, based off the stats of these heroes which I've got, which hero will be best suited to that crime. And then the more you use those heroes, you can level them up. And the story is also about that this team is the misfits. It's the ex supervillains that you're trying to train up to be superheroes. So that goes hand in hand with the narrative, because you're leveling them up and making them better heroes. There's also it's not very well executed at all. It's probably the weakest part of the game. There's a hacking mechanic as well, which is just sort of similar to Spider-Man's when it come out 2018 hacking mini game, but it doesn't have even that level of like expandability. It's very straightforward, and the only as it progresses, all it does is it just takes longer. But yeah, other than that, there's not really much to say that's bad about the game. I think probably the highlight is the fact that every episode is about 35 to 40 minutes rather than 2 hours, which is what Telltale games and Life is Strange games are like, which are usually 2 hours.
How many episodes are there though?
8. So it is like that's the thing. Like, one of the problems which I didn't realize was a problem, but I always felt like, because I've always like wanted to replay The Wolf Among Us, or wanted to replay Life is Strange, but I'm like, do I have 10 hours, because the 5 episodes and 2 hours each, and I'm like, I don't think I have that in me. But this is very much more like, I'm rewatching, or I'm watching for the first time a TV show that's 8 episodes long, because they're the same length as a TV show episode, which just makes sense.
What's it like graphically? Is it, because everything I've seen of it is like 2D? Is it 2D?
It's not it's not 2D. It's all the characters and the animations. It's very similar to Spider-Verse in that it's 3D characters, 2D environments.
Okay.
So yeah, and yeah, occasionally, depending on what it is, I mean, there is just straight up 2D sections where they've just like animated it all by drawing it, but that's usually in the very cutscenes. And occasionally there is it's not even that they're doing it in animating in twos. It's more like it just feels like there's a frame rate issue with some of the animations. But yeah, other than that, bloody great time. I'm glad I played it. I was very much umming and ahhing for ages. It just came down to the fact last night, like I had time to play a new game, and I'm like, do I want to pay 30 quid for this game, or do I want to pay 70 quid for Ghost of Yota? And I decided I'm paying the 30 quid for Dispatch, and I'm very happy with my decision.
I think I might actually give it a go. I've heard there's a few people now that have told me that they've played it and it's good, so I think I'll give it a go.
Yeah, it is incredible. Oh, I have played Ark Raiders as well, but I'll leave that for Lewis to talk about. I'm just trying to think of what other games I've played. I've played the original game that Kazan Gameworks made, which is the people who made Promise Mascot Agency, called Paradise Killer. Played that for about 2 hours, and is very Promise Mascot Agency, just with less gameplay. And Promise Mascot Agency didn't have much gameplay. You are a detective who has been banished for 3 million days because you let a demon destroy the Paradise Island that you were on, and you shouldn't have done that. And you now, this happened again because the island regenerates every time it gets destroyed, and now you've been invited back to the island to try and solve how that happened. So it's a very
sounds like Promise Mascot Agency.
Yeah, so it's a very strange one. There's a lot. It's one of those narratives where it sets it up like it expects you to know a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of stuff which just doesn't make sense. They make it so you can't really predict what's going to happen. Like the fact that the island regenerates. Why does it generate? Why is the demons coming to kill it every time? Why is there a loop? Why does everyone stay alive even though everyone gets slaughtered on the island every time? Why were you banished for 3 million days? It's not really fully explained. But yeah, I'll probably could finish it because it's a short one, and I really like Kazan Gameworks. Fun fact: they are a British studio, which I did not know, and I would not have anticipated based off the 2 games which they made. And finally, I've played, apart from obviously loads of Ball Pit, which I'm always playing, I've played a game called Slots and Daggers, which is a very similar to Clover Pit, in that it is a roguelike slot machine game. In that you go through different fights, you build up your slot machine, like what could be in the slot machine, what you could potentially roll, and depending on what you roll, you can do either damage, you can protect yourself, you can gain money. There's loads of passives like lifesteal, poison, that sort of thing. But the coolest part about the game, I think, the one cool mechanic in that game is the fact that some weapons and some items have a skill check, and what that means is it's just a quick time event, which when it's rolled, a quick time event happens, and you've got to do it at the right time in order to get maximum damage. And it's set up really well that basically if you don't get a critical hit, it basically does no damage. And coupled with the fact that enemies, you can see what damage enemies are going to do on their next turn. If you can see that they're going to kill you, then there's a lot of tension around making sure you get that skill check right, which I think it's done really well. It's only £4. It's made by one of the 3 people that made Islanders as well, which is really cool. All 3 of them seem to have gone off and done their own things, been really successful. So yeah, pretty sure that's it from me.
And also outside of your video games you've been playing, your other YouTube channel has reached 1,000 subscribers, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's on 1,635 right now.
Jesus Christ, really? The growth on that has exploded in the past few days.
Literally like a fungus.
Ever since you went over 1K. Jesus Christ. Well, congratulations, Niall.
Thank you.
Lewis.
Hello.
Ark Raiders. Well, you want to just talk about Ark Raiders?
You can talk whatever you want. You don't have to talk about Ark Raiders if you don't want to.
No, I've played a couple of things. The main things I've been playing is well, I finished Mario Galaxy 2, which was a great game. I still stand by what I said last podcast, especially after finishing it. The Mario Galaxy 2 is 20 times better than the first one. It's not even remotely close. And I think it's a travesty that game doesn't get as much of a spotlight as Mario Galaxy 1 does. The other main game I've been playing has been Hades. I'm replaying through Hades so I can play Hades 2 because I keep seeing a ton of people talking about Hades 2, especially as of recent. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's getting closer to Game of the Year and stuff, but I've been seeing people talk about Hades 2 constantly and about how much of an improvement it is over the first game and just how all around incredible it is in general. And I really want to get my teeth sunk into it. So I am replaying the first game. Not that it's necessary per se, but I just sort of want to have a good comparison of the two. And it's been a couple years since I played Hades 1 anyway, so I just thought it'd be a good idea. So that's the main game I've been chunking away at. In terms of Arc Raiders, I don't have a ton to say because I haven't played that much. I've only got like 2 hours or so, 2.5 hours, something like that. And I'm still very much at the start of the game. I haven't even unlocked a new location in it. But what I do want to say, just based off the small amount of playtime that I do have, is that I do understand the hype behind it. I was on the fence for days and days over whether or not I was going to get this game. The main worry was one, playing solo, and two, trying to get anyone else to play it if they did want to play it, because it is like a multiplayer game. Obviously, at heart, it wants you to play with people, but it doesn't force you to play with people. So that would have been nice. But after finally just jumping in head first and doing it, and from the small 2 hours that I've played, the game is just very, very fun. I haven't quite played a multiplayer game like it, at least not in recent years. I think the social aspect of it is incredibly fun. The game looks absolutely gorgeous, even at like the highest settings. I'm hitting like 100 FPS consistently, all maxed out. I don't remember the last time I saw a game this optimized, which is a crazy thing to say, but like it truly feels like I have not seen a well optimized game in years at this point. It's just sort of like the standard that we're in at the moment. So seeing a multiplayer game, especially running this well and looking as good as it does, is just a really, really nice thing to see. But in terms of gameplay, yeah, the gameplay loop is just really, really fun. It is very simple at its core. Um, Obviously, if anyone's listening to this and they somehow haven't heard of Arc Raiders, which I don't know how you wouldn't have, but if you haven't heard of it, the essentially what you're doing is the gameplay loop and core gameplay loop is you're gathering loot to make yourself stronger, and then you're using that loot in order to gain better loot. That's basically what the gameplay revolves around, and that the whole thing is you're a raider, and there's these enemies called arcs, and you go into these locations that have a bunch of arcs set up around the place, and these arcs obviously want you dead. Your goal is to try and collect items, whether that's scrap or guns or equipment, and then try and actually get out of that location before the arcs get you. But as well as the arcs, there are human players involved in this also. So you're trying to gather loot and collect all these materials whilst other real players are also trying to do the same thing. So not only have you got to deal with the threat of the arcs, you've got to deal with the threat of the players as well. But one thing you may have been seeing online, is that the community with this game, at least at certain times of the day, or depending on where you are, the community is relatively friendly. So a lot of the time, even though it's a PvPvE game, which is a player versus everyone game, a lot of the time your combat will focus on fighting the arcs, which are the CPU enemies in the game. You can get into gunfights and kerfuffles with real people, and that will create a lot of tense situations and tense scenarios. Me and Niall experienced one from the one time we played it that was just really, really exhilarating. It was just one time, but I have not stopped thinking about that since we played it. It sort of stuck with me. And I really, really just want to dive back in and get that experience and emotion again, because it was just, I don't know, there was something about it that was just like drugs, you know. It just, I want to keep feeling it again. I want to recreate that high. And hopefully getting into like the end game or like later on into the game when you can build up your skill tree and stuff, it should get a lot more exciting. But yeah, I think Arc Raiders is really fun. I think everyone, if they're on the fence about it, should give it a try. It might not be for you. I could understand someone playing this game, and if you just don't vibe with the loop, then it's understandable why you wouldn't enjoy it. But in terms of like a gameplay perspective, just in terms of the gunplay, the movement, just everything about it, I think it all works and runs very, very well. And I'd find it difficult for people to complain about it mechanically. But obviously, like I said, the main gameplay loop, I could understand if someone doesn't necessarily enjoy that. But yeah, Arc Raiders have been very, very fun. And I understand why it's in talk. Well, in talks for Game of the Year. I understand why people want it to be Game of the Year, or at least be nominated or acknowledged. Because it really is something special, at least in the multiplayer environment, that we haven't really seen before, I don't think.
It hit nearly 500,000 concurrent over the weekend.
It just
It
keeps
did.
going up.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
It's
That's the
crazy.
thing, is it keeps climbing. It doesn't seem to be going down for some reason. The word of mouth and stuff is clearly just it's spreading it like wildfire. Like everyone seems to love it, and it's getting new players every single day. So I mean, hopefully that's good for the game. Hopefully it's good for the community. The more players they've got, I'm sure the is going to make the developers want to work harder, add more stuff, just sort of make it the best game it can be.
Yeah.
And hopefully that can keep going for as long as possible. Yeah, and it just sort of shows that like. I don't want to say like any game can make it or like just make it seem like this game doesn't deserve to make it, but like stuff can just sort of happen and become like the biggest thing in the world out of nowhere.
Yeah, a good metric for that is I hadn't heard of this game before.
Yeah, same. I know Niall said that. I know Niall kept saying that. Oh, he brought it up, but I genuinely
Niall brings up about fucking 20 games a day.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
I had not heard of this until a couple days before it. That was the first time my brain acknowledged that this game existed. Was a couple days before it came out, and I people kept talking about this game coming out of early access, and I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is and why people are yapping about it. And then obviously, like in the first like couple of days, yeah, it just absolutely exploded.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that stuff like that can happen even in like today's climate. Like you don't have to have a massive backing, you don't have to have a massive build up for this thing. Stuff can just sort of release, and then the community sort of makes it what it is, and it just becomes huge. And I do like that.
Yeah.
It's just nice to see.
The quality shines through.
Mm.
Oh, why?
Alex, what have you been playing? Anything?
I have.
Probably.
I wasn't even going to talk about Pokemon.
Oh, go on.
I was going to talk about the game that Niall hates that I've been playing, which is
Megabonk.
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 So
is this the Vampire Survivors thing?
yeah, so
Yes.
it's essentially 3D Vampire Survivors with like loads of different characters, which all do different things. Like they all have different starting weapons and stuff, and using those weapons will unlock other weapons for you to unlock during your runs and stuff. It's just good fun. Like it's just like literally, I can shut my brain off like for like half of it, I'd say. But then the other half is like, oh shit, I've actually got to go and like beat the boss and like unlock like the next area that you have to go through. But like there's every single run is different, which is what I really like about it, and it's just really easy. Like there's literally no skill involved.
Yeah.
It's all like you just walk essentially.
Idle game.
Yeah, essentially. It's just fun.
I said Niall looks disappointed.
I am. I've never been
Like-
more disappointed
All right, Niall, do you want to know the reason why I'm not playing Ball Pit?
because I want you to.
No, because my Game Pass ran out and I'm not paying for it.
It's not paying for the game.
I'm not paying. I'm not paying 23 quid.
It's no longer the
That's
best
fair.
dealing game.
It's £23.
If you want,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
what-
PC
No, for
version-
ball pit.
The PC version's
Ball
13.
pit's £11.
Well, I just want to clarify. For
Megabon's
everyone,
£8.
I just want to clarify for everyone watching because there's been some misinformation spread a little bit. The PC version of Game Pass is $13.99. The ultimate version of Game Pass, which includes console and PC, is $21.99.
I thought it was 23.
Okay, maybe it's 23. Maybe I'm spreading myself. But
Oh, do you
mine's
want to know
closer.
something funny?
Go on.
Go on.
Yeah, when this happened a couple of months ago on the podcast, I remember saying, "Oh yeah, I've changed my thing to like I was paying for like the full thing, including console, when I only needed a PC." And I'm like, "Oh, I just changed it. That was super easy." Turns out it wasn't easy. Just said that they changed it when they didn't.
Oh,
So yeah,
Brilliant.
they're like, "Yeah, it's changed," and it just wasn't. So that's fun.
Classic Xbox.
Yeah.
That's the guys'
But yeah, Megabonk. One of my favorite characters to play as is a skateboarding skeleton called Calcium.
Hell yeah.
That does sound
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it does
Yeah.
sound cool.
It's cool as well because like there's some movement like mechanics as well which are really good. Where like sometimes you can get like flung up in the air and like there's loads of ramps. So like him riding the skateboard, he will ride that skateboard and go so fast,
Yeah.
and you can just zip through the level and just get loads of coins to get loads more upgrades.
So different characters interact with the environment differently.
Kind of, yeah. A lot, like all of them have a slide, but from what I've noticed with Calcium is he goes faster on the thingy because he's got a skateboard.
Right. Okay.
It sounds good. I might stop playing Ball Pit and start playing Megabong.
I think you should
Yeah.
personally.
Just to join the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another game I've been playing is the new Katamari game.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been playing that for I played it about 2 hours. I've done the first world. I'm like halfway through the second world. It's just like good shit. It's just good Katamari. There's loads of different like objectives. So there was one where I had to get like loads of different drinks. So it's like building up on like the old games, but not like reusing the levels, which
So
is what we needed.
So it is a brand new game then. It's not like a remake of anything.
As far as I know, like
Yeah.
from like the ones that I've played in the past,
Yeah.
like there's no repeat levels so far, which is good, which is what we need.
Cool.
But yeah, it's just gone back to return to form, as we like to say on this channel.
Yeah.
And the only other game that we've been playing is me and Lewis beat Borderlands 4.
Oh yeah, we did.
We
Yeah.
haven't spoke about yet. The game was decent. We had a few laughs, but we didn't really run into any technical problems, which is what was confusing us quite a lot, because a lot of people had a lot of technical problems, but we didn't really have any.
Oh
There
yeah,
was
but
times
yeah.
where my skill tree would randomly just reset, but that was like the only issue I really had during it.
Yeah, there was definitely random, but like I know we've played it. The thing is, we played it in a weird way. We didn't. It's not like we just played it after all these patches and fixes have come out. We played it when it first came out. We played it a bit after it first came out. We played it like a month after. Like we played it at very different periods. But during none of these times, me or Alex me or Alex didn't have any sort of like super bad technical issues. The game definitely ran worse during the initial week or so.
Yeah.
And after the first couple of updates, it ran significantly better, at least for me on my end.
Yeah, it ran better for me as well.
Yeah, there were some bugs affecting Alex, which I don't know how they didn't fix, which seemed to be a multiplayer only thing, where it was the co-op player's skill tree would get reset completely. And they'd have to go back through the skill tree and redo it. And that seemed to be a thing that even 2 months in, they didn't fix. But I just want to hop onto what Alex is saying and just say I did enjoy Borderlands as well. It was good. I think it's the best Borderlands we've had since 2. So that's obviously, since then we've had the pre-sequel and Borderlands 3. 4 is definitely the best of all that. It's got the best gunplay. The story is a massive step up from 3, like significantly. The tone of the game changed a lot because of what happened with 3. Me and Alex didn't do a lot of the side quests. We pretty much mainlined the main quest with a couple of side quests sprinkled in. And it seems, due to what happened with 3, they basically made the story for 4, the main story, really serious. And they saved the silly stuff for the side quest, because every side quest that we did was really silly, like over the top silly, but the main story was pretty much dead serious with some funny characters, funny laughs throughout, but mostly serious. No, yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
there was a I can't remember what he was called at all, and this is obviously because we just played it. But there was a character at the end that me and Alex really liked, who was just really funny, that they added in like
what
the
was he
last like
called?
4 hours of the game. So it was an Irish guy. And his humor was just spot on. Like, it wasn't cringe humor, it wasn't humor overly reliant on like current memes or anything. It was just funny dialogue. It was just good. It was just well written,
Zane.
funny
He was called
dialogue.
Zane.
Zane, yeah, it was
Cool,
a
Zane.
really good character. And I think the writing team for Borderlands 4 deserves a lot of credit, especially after what came with 3 and stuff, because they fixed it pretty much. They found a really good balance of what Borderlands should be. And I am excited.
Apparently, he's a character in 3.
I do not remember. No, I didn't finish. Well, I didn't finish 3. So
He's
that's probably why I
the
don't remember
playable
him.
operative class in 3.
So he's
Well,
the
yeah.
all right. So he's one of the main. Yeah. So he's one of the vault hunters in 3. Then I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the game was really fun, and it's Borderlands for fan. And I'm excited for any DLC and stuff that they do. The gunplay is like incredible, and I don't think it's a very good time. I don't think it deserves like the best game of all time or anything, or like even the best Borderlands. I could see people saying Borderlands 2 is still the favorite and stuff like that, but it's a super solid entry in the series, and definitely I don't want to say a return to form again, but yeah, it's a return
It's
to
a
form.
step back in the right direction for him.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, so I've not really played any Borderlands games, so this was pretty much my first proper experience playing a Borderlands game, and I thought it was quite good. Like, there was like nothing wrong with it, but I didn't see like the major hype behind it. Like, I thought it was a decent game, but I don't see why this game has like a proper cult following and how a film was made.
Because
I gave it a 6.5.
Looter shooter fans, isn't it?
Yeah, the main aspect of it is for looter shooter fans, and the main
I'm just too lucky, I guess, because
The
I just
main-
had like purple weapons the entire time, and I got gold. So
the main pull of the game is grinding for better loot and grinding for better weapons. Like in the post game, there's so many things you can do and bosses you can fight to grind for loot, and there's like an entire extra skill tree that we didn't touch, and there's like 30 more levels that we didn't touch, or 50 more levels, I think. Going goes up to 70. There's a ton more stuff you can do in the post game zone. People like that sort of grind. They like the idea of getting better loot. I mean, it's why Destiny and any looter shooter works. It's just loot is fun. It's nice to get things that are better than the previous thing you had and see numbers go up. That's the general consensus for those games. It's just number go big, and that makes me happy. And Borderlands was one of the, I don't want to say it's one of the only games doing that, but it was definitely one of the first big AAA games to do that. And because of that, I just think it's like the game for a lot of people when you think of looter shooters, which is why people like Borderlands so much, because it's just the game that does it the best, or one of the games that does it the best.
Yeah.
Well, it's been confirmed that Daddy is indeed getting a new GPU, and so I will be playing it again after Christmas for sure.
Wait, so you are getting a new GPU?
I am getting a new GPU.
What is going on? You keep switching on.
No. So the plan. So what
You're still getting a Steam Deck?
Yes, I was getting a GPU.
Whoa.
Right. I'll just simmer down. Right. I was going to get a GPU, but then the whole news thing we're going to talk about in a minute happened. It was like, oh shit, I need to get a Steam Deck, and but then I decided, well, I could have started both, Just do it. Fuck it. Let's give it a
It's
go.
a big boy.
Yeah, so I'm getting a Steam Deck around the beginning of December and a GPU around the end of it.
Right, okay.
So I can play Borderlands again. I wonder how Borderlands runs on the Steam Deck. It'd be interesting to.
Probably better than your PC.
Probably. In terms of what I've been playing, I've not really been playing anything, honestly. I've been getting through the December's video game book club game that we can't really talk about right now. But and some stuff from my other YouTube channel. But in terms of just playing games to enjoy them, it's been a barren couple of weeks. It's been sad. Hopefully soon, when I get my Steam Deck and stuff like that, I'll be able to actually start enjoying playing games like just recreationally again.
You're getting the OLED?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to get the OLED.
I'm getting the OLED 512. I'll just upgrade the SSD if I need to.
Literally, the only reason to not get the OLED originally is that it didn't exist. If you have the option between an OLED now, you just get the OLED. There's no reason not to.
It costs more money, and OLED is just a conspiracy.
No, it's not. Is it? Come on,
no. It really isn't. It's one of the few things, like technology-wise, that I think enhances the game. Like disregarding like the power of a console and stuff, I think an OLED display significantly enhances your gameplay experience. Like I think it's such a huge jump. And it can genuinely bring back life into so many different games just because the screen is that much better. Mm-hmm. Until you try it, you don't really get it. People kind of take it for granted because people don't realize that most phones have OLED, or at least most modern phones.
Yeah, I know. I hate it. I wish I could take it.
You just don't, though, do you? But yeah, it obviously, if you have the funds available, and in the current climate with the Steam, you get the OLED because it's just it is the best way to experience games right now.
Anyway,
right.
Go on now. Sorry.
Oh, we're not going to the news because remember I'll do my thing.
Okay.
So what we're doing now.
I thought I was the host here, but that's all right.
No, okay, I sensed you were going to go to I thought you were going to go to the big cheese before we were done. So because we do the big cheese last. So as of recording this, and hopefully just as we upload it, Jeff Keighley is going to be live announcing the nominations for Game of the Year. So what I thought we could do collectively, because very soon we're going to be competing for a similar thing, is decide on what we think those 6 nominations are going to be. Jeff Keighley's nominations for Game of the Year, and we're also going to be doing Indie Game of the Year as well. So whilst you guys were waffling about Borderlands, I went through Metacritic and looked through every single game which came out this year, and I've collated a list of every game which I think might have a small chance of potentially being nominated. I'm going to list them off, and we will we'll probably say we'll just decide very quickly on where we think it could be. We're not deciding our 6 for now, where we think it could be, and then we'll have a smaller list to then debate about. So, are you guys ready?
So pretty much just quick yes, no's from everyone for each of them, then discuss them after the fact.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what we think Jeff Keighley will think.
What we think Jeff Keighley will do, not what we think so what we think he would definitely say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, probably, almost certainly say.
Okay.
So number 1, Blueprints.
No.
No.
Okay, I thought no, even though I think yeah.
I mean, we can still talk about it afterwards, but
Yeah. So ball pit.
no.
No,
I think yeah.
I think it's too niche.
The game of the year.
Not
For game of the year, no.
We'll come back to that for indie game of the year. I think this has to be a yes. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit the nut right. So I believe there's a chance for sure, but I think the game is still too niche for them to put it in as a game of the year contender. I know it's huge, especially compared to the first one. Now I just don't think it's quite got the reach yet. But I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance, but I'm going to say no.
I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is The Witcher 3.
Yes, I agree.
100%. I reckon I can't see it not being that.
Imagine what Kingdom Come Deliverance 3 is going to be. It'll be like The Witcher 6.
The Witcher 6.
The problem with this year is there's too many games, so I feel like this is probably like a borderline one. So I'll say yes for now, and we can discuss it later, and like maybe just get rid of it later.
Okay. No, sounds good. We got a couple of probably surefire ones. Elden Ring Night Rain.
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Given that all hoopla about the bloody DLC last year, and they put a DLC in because it was Elden Ring.
It didn't do that well, did it?
Well, it didn't win, and it's very binary game of the year. You either win or you're a loser. Expedition 33, yes. I think Doom: The Dark Ages, yes.
No.
Because it's a big AAA Doom game.
Won't get put in game of the year.
I'm inclined to agree with Lewis. I think it's a shame, but I don't think...
Again, I think it's just been overshadowed by a lot of other games this year.
Okay. Probably no Mafia Roll Country.
No.
Hades 2.
Yes.
Split Fiction.
Yes.
I mean, it's one of those where, you know, if you host the World Cup, you get past the qualifiers. They won Game of the Year with the last game, so they've definitely been in. I think yes, Silk Song.
Yes.
Of the hoopla. Best Nintendo Game of the Year, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
I'd love to say no, but I think
I think it will get nominated.
I think it will get nominated. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Just based off my explanation, Dispatch. What we're thinking?
No.
Oh
no, I think it's gonna win stuff. I don't think it'll be Game of the Year. I think
I don't think it's gonna be like best indie game or something or whatever it is.
A game we probably forgot existed, Monster Hunter Wilds.
No.
The Monster Hunter.
I think yes.
It might get Game of the Year.
It might get like best multiplayer game or something, but I don't think it'll win Game of the Year. No.
Okay.
Right. I think it's possible.
Death Stranding 2.
Yes.
Mario Kart World.
No.
It'll
go into the family game category.
Yeah.
Arc Raiders.
No.
I think yes. For sure. Right, we'll table the debate. Silent Hill F.
No.
You guys have probably forgotten that I talked about this. The Altars.
Don't know what it
is.
Yeah, don't know what it is. I'm sorry.
South of Midnight. Just saying that because it came out. One thing which could Assassin's Creed Shadows.
No.
No.
Big Assassin's Creed game.
I don't want to be a hater. I don't think Ubisoft has the ability to make a Game of the Year contender. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ninja Gaiden 4.
It's difficult. I have no personal opinion on it. I've not been hearing anything about it though. I think the couple of things I've heard, people really like it, but I've just not heard a lot. So yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Just say no.
Avowed.
No.
Wait, which one's that? I recognize that name. Which one is that?
One of two Obsidian releases this year.
Oh, that one. Yes. No.
It is good. I did enjoy it, but it's not a Game of the Year.
Dying Like the Beast.
No.
No.
All right, Squidward. Lego Voyagers.
No.
As a cheeky one.
Not played it yet.
It's family friendly.
Has Hyrule Warriors come out?
Yeah, people have been sucking it off. People really like it.
Everyone loves it.
People really like it.
I think it could sneak in.
No, I don't think so. But people do really like it, though. Yeah, people have really said it's the best Hyrule Warriors game.
A game you guys have probably forgotten about, First Berserker Kazan.
Don't even know what that is.
No idea.
Put a no for that. Game you might remember, Pokemon Legends ZA.
I don't think it will be Game of the Year.
It won't get nominated for Game of the Year. No.
It'll be the family friendly.
I had a great time with it, but no, it's not Game of the Year. No.
Here's another one very similar to Arc Raiders in terms of its impact. Dune Awakening.
No.
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 I've
I'll
heard
go
too
in the
many. I've heard
roleplay
too many
category.
complaints. I've heard too many complaints about that game.
Borderlands 4.
No.
No.
Nope.
Chronos: The New Dawn.
No.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Atomfall. Nope. I played it. Not good. The Outworlds 2. Hmm.
I've yet to play it. I do not think that even knowing that, I don't think it'll get nominated.
It's another one where I haven't heard much about it since it came out.
No, same.
I think it's just more of the first
it
one.
got like 8s. You know.
Yeah.
This might be a tricky one. FBC Firebreak.
It better not be.
The wooden
And then
spoon of the
finally-
year.
Yeah, one game which we probably all forgot about, Drag X Drive.
Oh damn! Yeah.
I don't think, did that come out?
Yeah,
Where's-
It did come out.
it
Yeah.
did. Yeah. The
Wait, is that all of them, Niall?
That is all of them. Why
Where's
forgot
Ghost of
one.
Yote?
It literally just wasn't on Metacritic for some reason. Ghost of Yote, definitely.
I would say
with a
that's a
yes.
definite yes.
Yeah,
I
for
don't.
sure.
I don't think it will.
No.
For Game of the
think it'll
Year,
be
I think it
nominated.
will. I think
It
it'll get
100%
nominated,
nominated.
at least.
I don't think I'll get nominated.
I think it'll get nominated. Yes. Right, okay. So we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got to kill 2.
We got to kill 2.
Right.
Yeah, so Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Expedition 33, Hades 2, Split Fiction, Silk Song, Bonanza, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotai.
Wait, Bonanza?
For what we think Jeff is gonna say.
No,
Remember.
I think it was in there. I mean, the two, I'll just say the two that I think have the least likely chance of being on there are Ghosts of Yote
And Kingdom Come
and
Deliverance
Kingdom
2.
Come Deliverance. I want to say Donkey Kong Bonanza, but he's gonna have some Nintendo. He's gonna have like a Nintendo rep in there, man. A Nintendo game needs to be on there, and DK is going to be the one that's in there. I don't want it to be, personally. I would prefer if Kingdom Come Deliverance is on there. I don't think it's going to make the cut.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you gotta go off how it was critically, and Donkey Kong, like the reason we all bought Donkey Kong Bonanza was because how it was received critically.
They said it changed 3D platforming for the better.
I think you might be right in that regard.
So I think we got to kill Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Like, I don't want to kill King. Like, let me just say, I don't want to kill it. It looks fucking phenomenal, but I don't think it will make it onto the nominees. I just don't.
Okay.
It's too niche in my head.
So we're definitely sure on Expedition 33.
Yes.
Yes.
Locked in.
Split Fiction.
Locked
Yep.
in.
Yes.
Silk Song.
Yep.
Death Stranding 2.
Yes.
Yep.
And so that leaves Hades 2 and Ghost of Yotai.
Hades 2 is going to make it over Yote 100%.
Can we not? Will we have a non-Yotai? I can't believe it. I thought Yotai would be like I think Yotai is as sure as Bonanza or Death Stranding. I think it's that.
I know. I mean,
I'm thinking as well.
that's insane. I do not think like disregard like DK Bonanza. I think if we're putting Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yote on the table in terms of Game of the Year potential, they are not the same. And I'm not even doing like a bias thing here. I'm just doing it based on what the game is and what the gameplay is. Ghost of Yote, I haven't played it. I've heard what people have said about it, and I've heard it improves on everything that the original game does. But it very
the original
much
game was nominated.
But I know.
I was legit about to look that up.
But it very much seems like more of the same game. And I feel like the other games that are in the contenders, if we scrap Yote, are more innovative than what Yote is compared to Tsushima, in my opinion.
Yeah, but this is Jeff we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm thinking it from Jeff's point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally, obviously we can disagree. It's a numbers game here. There's 4 of us, so if you guys think I'm wrong, it's fine. It's just I'm standing on business, and I don't think that Yote will make it compared to the game to Hades 2 or
The thing is, I think both of them have probably an equal chance. Is what I'm thinking. That I can't think of like.
Are you
a
guys
reason for
seriously
both
like
of them.
looking me in the eye? I know you can't. I mean, I'm the one you're not looking in the eyes. But if you were looking me in the eyes, okay, Hades 2. You remember Hades 1? Oh god, this is terrifying. I hate this. It's horrifying.
He's gonna look you in the eye.
You need to remember Hades 1 and the influence of just how fucking insane it was for like just the indie game community in general. That does not hold a candle to Ghost of Yote. It doesn't.
I think you need to remember Ghost of Tsushima as well.
I do remember Ghost of Tsushima. I do remember Ghost of Tsushima though, and I don't think it remotely had the impacts that Hades 1 did.
It's massively subjective. So, like for me, Ghost of Tsushima had a bigger impact than Hades. Like I played Hades because it was part of Video Game Book Club. Other than that, I probably wouldn't have, and I enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not thinking about it from a personal perspective. I'm just thinking about it from like a commercial perspective and what I saw. And I played both of them. I have my own opinions on those games, but I'm just basing it off the commercial aspect of it and what I saw when the game came out. And Hades was on a different level, at least in my head, it was. And I think Hades 2 is very much the same thing.
You know what? I'm going to come at it from a different perspective.
Go on.
I think that they will have one indie game for the 6 games.
And then that will be Silksong.
Silksong. That's what I'm thinking, because
That's-
Hades 2 will be in the indie section.
That's a good perspective. Yeah, that's a decent perspective, to be fair.
Right, cool. Kill Hades 2. Boom. Done. Right.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So indie game of the year. Now this is going to be a lot of you guys. I've never heard or played of them. But to be fair, you have heard of a few of them, and you will have heard of more of them if you remembered me talking about them. I'll start at the top. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I think yes, just because everyone's saying it's
It
incredible.
did look really cool. Yeah, I'll say yeah.
I regret getting rid of it for the draft. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It's scored really highly, don't it?
Yeah, they got like 86 or something.
Yeah, people say it's really good. It's one of those where, from what I've heard, is it makes you feel good when you play it, even though it looks hard. But yeah, anyway, Sword of the Sea, I think, is a very artsy-fartsy game. It was made by the same people who made Abzu, and that is a chunk of people from the team who made Journey. I think it might be put in an art category. I don't know if it'll be put in Indie Game of the Year. I assume no one else has an opinion.
I have no opinion.
No,
Cool.
it looked nice. I guess that's all I have.
I assume it's a no from this one. Hades 2.
Yeah, that was not going to be there at all.
Blueprints, yes.
Yeah, it
It
will
will
be.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
Ball pit, yes. Oh,
Yes.
1 second. Let me just type this so we
Wait,
can put no next to it.
Did we not lob blueprints into the? Did we all say no for blueprints?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, immediately. I think
Oh.
mainly to spite me, but
No, it wasn't to spite. I just don't think it'll be up there. It's not the game.
No,
of the year.
I think it's just because more I was thinking of a very concise what I think, and I think it has potential. I'm not confident it will be, but yeah, okay.
yeah. So I've written this down just so we can put no next to it. Mega Bonk.
No, I think
Yeah.
Mega Bonk could be in there because people were really praising that shit. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put yeah for now. The Seance of Blake Manor. Heard a lot of people buzzing around this. I
I've heard
talked
a lot
about this in the
about
last.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
I've
talked about
actually
it a lot
heard of
more.
that one. Yeah.
I've not.
But yeah, Silk Song, yes. I think And Roger could be potentially missed for narrative instead, even though I think it's really good. But I'll put no for that. Citizen Sleeper 2, what are we thinking?
No.
If I played it, I might have an opinion, but yeah.
I think I played it for like 12 minutes.
We'll leave
More
that.
like shiz and sleeper, am I right?
Huge banger. Right. A couple for Oliver now. Little Nightmares 3.
No.
Rift of the Necrodancer.
Ooh. I forgot about that. You know.
Oh, that's interesting.
That was really good.
I'm gonna say a nice, a tentative yes.
It's tentative. I think this one might be put in a mobile game category, even though it's very much not. Is this seat taken? Which is a puzzle game about determining where people are going to sit in different places, and they all have different things. But you guys,
I think I've seen gameplay on this actually.
Yeah, I mean, it might make it there, but I'm not confident.
I don't think it's big enough because it's competing with like Blueprints.
Yeah. Did you guys play the Midnight Walk? Anybody?
I did.
Was it good?
I didn't like it though.
Oh, okay. No.
No.
I think yes to this one. Promise Mascot Agency.
No.
Bag of shite, burn it.
Okay.
Bag of dog water, shite.
This one probably make it just because Bennett Foddy, baby steps.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dead Take. Anybody heard of that?
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Most of your takes.
Banger, huge banger. It's you might like it. It's got Ben Starr in it, and it's got another guy as well. I think it's the guy who plays Asterion, maybe. Maybe
oh
not.
yeah, I can't remember his name. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's about like you go into like the mansion of a filmmaker who was auditioning them to, and it turns into like a horror movie, and it's like live action stuff. And then finally, Wheel World.
Huh?
Probably not. I'd imagine. completion.
I don't think so. No, I played it to completion and I didn't rate it all that high. I don't believe.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Sable, but a bit better.
Yeah.
So this leaves us looking for 6 again. I assume it's 6 for every category. It's Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Hades 2, Blueprints.
Sorry,
What?
not you now.
Okay.
Stuff going on my end.
Okay, Ball X Pit, Mega Bonk, Saints of Blake Manor, Whole Night Silk Song, Rifted Necrodancer, and Baby Steps. So I think our definite yeses are Hades 2,
Yeah.
not Ball Pit, Blueprints, and Silk Song.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, I think Ballpit should be on there. Maybe it
I
wasn't
agree.
definite, but yeah, I think it should be on there.
Apologies for the visual stuff there. My Windows Explorer just decided to reboot itself for no reason. So
Mine did that.
Everything moved slightly downwards.
Mine did that 2 days
lovely.
ago.
Yeah.
It completely broke my Windows Explorer, like completely. Anytime I tried to search anything, the Windows Explorer screen would just turn white, and there was no text on it. It was really fucked.
Windows 11 falling apart.
But yeah, what the other games?
Yeah, so we've got 4 which are definite yeses, I think, from people, which is Silk Song, Hades 2, Blueprints, and Ball Pit. Then we've got 5 which could sneak in there. So we've got Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Mega Bonk, Saints of Blake Manor, Rifted Necrodancer, and Baby Steps. What are we thinking?
For me, it's Shinobi and Baby Steps.
Based on those games and the critical acclaim I was seeing, I would say Mega Bonk and Shinobi.
He's so angry.
Bro, I'm not saying anything about Mega Bonk based on what I have not played it. It's just it did fucking numbers. It did insane numbers.
It did do insane numbers.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mega Bonk just because I have played it, so it's like opinions and all that, but like I know it did really well. And other game, I actually don't have a fucking clue. Maybe Shinobi, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, this makes it tricky.
Did you say maybe Shinobi or baby Shinobi?
Maybe Shinobi.
All right, I thought you fused the 2 games together.
Okay, so we've got a bit of a. So we got 2 for Mega Bonk.
Yeah.
And, sort of 2 for Shinobi. Wait, did you say Shinobi as well? Though?
I did.
Well, that's 3 for Shinobi, so it's just that then. So we have. So right, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Is we'll obviously watch the live stream.
What was your vote for now?
Oh, just those 2.
Okay, all right.
Why not?
Okay.
I thought maybe Baby Steps, but yeah. Anyway, what?
It's Bennett Foddy.
It is Bennett Foddy.
Yeah.
I agree, but these guys want Mega Bonk over Baby Steps.
Well, you could have gone Baby Steps, and then we could have had a discussion. You know, it was fine.
Right, go on then. I think Baby Steps.
I don't want to anymore.
Okay. Right, so in half an hour from this recording, so probably after this point, we'll load the video, maybe. Jeff Keeler's gonna prove whether we're right or not. But this is what our predictions are for Game of the Year: Expedition 33, Split Fiction, Silk Song, Bonanza, Death Stranding 2, and Ghost of Yotai. And Indie Game of the Year, Silk Song, Hades 2, Blueprints, Ball Pit, Mega Bonk, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Cool.
Are you happy to lock those in?
I'm happy with that.
Yep.
Lock them in.
I definitely saw it. Yeah, none of them are stupid. They're all plausible for sure.
Cool. And there we are. That we'll see if we're right on in 2 weeks.
Yeah. If anyone watching wants to see the video, will definitely be up by now for Jeff. Right. Shall we move on to the news / Big Cheese then?
Let's move on to the news / Big Cheese. 1 second. Let me get it up.
I
forget we do jingles.
No, this one's not too bad.
It's the Big Cheese Grommet.
There we go.
There you go.
So, for the past few PTR shows now, we've been talking about how Xbox is likely to bring out a PC as their next console. And it's going to be running the Windows OS and all that kind of stuff. But while we've been discussing that, Valve have been working away in the background, and they're going to do it first. They are redoing their Steam machine, that concept that they did years ago. Only this time, they are doing it in-house as a first-party console. As well as that, there's a new Steam controller out, and they're also bringing out a VR headset. I'll just play the old trailer.
Play it.
I got it. Cool. So now you said you don't know much about this. Have you not?
I don't know nothing.
You not had your finger on the pulse, no?
All I've seen is that it's a cube and people are calling it the Gabe cube.
They are calling it the Gabe Cube, yeah. So it's a very, very small console. So obviously this is just talking on the Steam Deck right now, but it's a very, very small console. It's from what I can see, it's around half the size of a Series X.
Around about.
Yeah, very, very small. But they say it's 6 times as powerful as the Steam Deck.
So instead of a fridge, it's like a chest freezer.
Yeah, like imagine the fridge and then they just cut off the top half of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's like, so it's just like the bottom bit. Yeah.
All the top bit.
All the top
And it's
bit,
just
yeah.
and it's just fallen to the ground after it's been cut.
You can see this new. Have you seen the new Steam controller now?
I have now.
Yeah. So
I'm a big fan of the controller. It looks cool.
Yeah, at first looking at it, it looks big and clunky, but it makes sense because they want to basically translate the Steam Deck controls directly onto a controller, so it all works seamlessly.
Oh no, yeah. I think that's what a lot of people didn't realize is it's just the Steam Deck control scheme turned into a controller. Like it's the exact same.
Yeah.
I do still disagree. As much as I like the DualSense, I think it's like one of my favorite controllers. I still think ergonomically the sticks being like the Xbox and the Nintendo Switch, where they're diagonal from each other, is a lot just better ergonomically.
Yeah.
But this is fine, I suppose. It'll still probably be comfy. It's just I don't know why companies opt for that as the default, because I just feel like the other stick placement is better.
I imagine they tested it in a few.
They must
few
have, yeah, I'm
configurations.
sure.
I think it might be just something to do with the fact that like they want the sticks right next to the right next. to
It's probably it's probably
pads.
to work with the touchpad. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you see there, so it comes with like a little puck as well, which is kind of like a dock.
Oh yeah, that is really cool. Yeah.
So what annoys me about this? So I've got I don't know. I mentioned 8-bit do controllers all the time, but so I can't really show it because it's connected, but it's like a dock like that. So as soon as you take it out the dock, that'll connect to my PC. You see it put it back in the dock, it'll disconnect. So that's kind of the same concept. I wish they'd done a dock with this rather than a puck, because it seems a lot more stable and it's a lot more pretty to look at. Well, that's fine. But yeah, so that's the Steam machine. You can see you can do like, they've got like various face plates and shit you can put on it.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's only a wee little thing, but yeah,
It's so small.
It is very, very small, but like I say, 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. So the Steam Deck can run most things, so this will just run most things better, for sure. I'm really, really excited about the Steam machine. Really excited.
Well, there's also the thing from Valve as well, where they I can't remember what it's called, but they guarantee that they'll get things working on Steam Deck, so everything is guaranteed to run on the Steam machine.
Yeah,
because they have to verify games on the Steam Deck. They can't say no to that, and it's a promise they've made. So yeah, there'll be nothing this thing can't run. Obviously, it'll be a thing of some things you'll have to turn like the graphics settings on like an actual PC and whatever, but like it will run everything. You'll be able to play any game that's on Steam on the Steam machine. Really good because Steam has like 100,000 games, I think, on its platform, 120,000 games, something like that. It has a lot of games. I think Xbox and PlayStation, they have about 10,000 games on their platform, 11,000 games. Steam has 120,000 or something. So
this will be the biggest, the most launched titles on any console ever brought out.
Yeah.
So finally we got the what's it called? The Steam Frame. Steam Frame. Yeah. So the VR headset, as you can see, it's a lot smaller than the usual VR headset because they put the actual battery for it in the back. So
that's good.
It feels less like you're holding a brick on your face. So the controllers as well. Honestly, I don't know why all VR controllers aren't like this. They've got all 4 face buttons on the right and then a D-pad on the left, like a normal controller.
Yeah. I don't know why that isn't the standard either. It's weird.
Whereas on for example, the Oculus Quest, you've got 2 face buttons on each side, so you can't really use it to play normal games, which is basically what this is for. This is what they're advertising it as. You'll be able to play VR games on it as well, great, but they want it as a way to stream games from like a Steam machine or a PC to it, so you can just play your games on a screen, which is what I use VR for mostly anyway. It's got eye tracking, so it will change resolution of the image based on where you're looking. So obviously it means you can run more like graphic intensive games because they'll be like de-resing it on the fly. It looks really comfy, looks really good. I think I'm gonna end up getting all 3 of these things.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because it's just I'm now, like I said, I've already getting a Steam Deck again. I sold it a few while ago, but now this has made me come back because I want to be in that ecosystem.
I was gonna say it's definitely a good ecosystem to dive into. Because if you have all of these things, if you have the Steam Deck, you have the Steam Machine, you have your VR headset, you can pretty much do anything you want in regards to gaming. I mean, I guess you can't play Nintendo games. I guess that's like the one thing you can't do. But I mean, in terms of functionality, you have a handheld console that you can play wherever you want. You have a VR headset that you don't have to just use for games, but you can use to like watch stuff, watch movies, all that other stuff. And then you also have a straight up PC.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to invest into a gaming ecosystem, like if you were interested in maybe going with like Sony stuff or Nintendo stuff, whatever, in terms of getting the best bang for your buck, this is it. Like this is what you want to involve yourself in. If you just want to play and enjoy as many games as possible without much thought, this is the way to go. And they're all going to be reasonably priced as well. And we don't have the prices yet, so I may sound like a liar, but Valve always price their stuff pretty well. There might be some things that are a bit more expensive than maybe you'd like it to be, but in terms of like wanting to actually allow the consumer to afford their products, Valve are very good at that. So I wouldn't expect this to be too egregious in terms of price.
What is the limit people will be paying? Oh, what you'd pay?
So
Would
I've
you say?
looked at price comparisons in terms of the actual like the innards. So I've
Yeah.
not got the specs to hand.
I have theories from my price, is what I think.
Yeah, so I'm basing my theories off what other people have said in terms of what similar mini PCs with similar components would add up to, and it's looking around £700 to £800. I know, Lewis, you think it's going to be cheaper, don't you?
I think you're wrong. Yeah, I think I'm saying it in dollars just because it's an easier currency to work with usually, but I think because there's going to be, we know that the Steam Machine has two. It's the one thing we do know. We know it has two. I'm an idiot. Two different memory models, being a 512 gigabyte one and a 2 terabyte one. I think for the default model, which would be the 512 gig one, I think it's gonna be $550.
Oh,
And I think for the 2 terabyte one, it's gonna be $700. I'm confident in that pricing, mainly because, and I've looked at this myself as well. I've looked at the individual parts in this thing relative to current consoles. So that's talking the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And I'm kind of disregarding the current prices of the Xbox and the PlayStation because of the massive price hike because of the all the stuff going on in the world. But relative to those and relative to the power of this thing, it makes sense that it's going to be more expensive than, let's say, a PS5 because it does considerably more. But it doesn't do so much more that it would need to be double the price or anything. Like a PlayStation 5, you're already paying 400, I believe, in the UK, 399. And if you compare the innards of this thing to a PS5 or even a Series X, this thing is similar in a lot of aspects, just with a lot more recent architecture, just a lot more like current 2025 architecture. And there's some things in it that are just a massive and significant improvement based on that. But because of that, I don't see why they would need to justify a massive price increase compared to those consoles, especially when they're trying to sell something that is pretty much competing with them. I do think Steam has the advantage of, to be fair, charging whatever they want because Steam, Valve in general have very loyal and dedicated fans. And the difference between a PS5 fan, or sorry, yeah, a console fan, a PS5 fan, and someone who's invested into the way Valve does things is that people who are committed to Valve and what they do understand PC gaming. They know what a PC is. They know how much PCs cost. They understand that, all that sort of stuff. So from their perspective, if Steam or if Valve, sorry, were to make it more expensive, I think the average PC player or just someone who knows more about Valve could maybe justify it more or understand, oh yeah, that makes sense for a PC. Whereas someone coming from like a PS5, if they go charging 800 quid for the Steam machine, and let's say you only play a PS5, you're going to see that and go, no. You're going to see that and go, why would I buy this box when I can just buy a PS5? I think Steam definitely, I keep switching between Steam and Valve. I think Valve wants to get those customers. I think they want those PS5 customers. They want those Xbox customers to come over to their system. And I think one of the most reasonable ways to do that is have something that's affordable
for those consumers and actually be justified competition. I think releasing a console for twice the price isn't competition. That isn't competition at that point. That's a completely separate product for a completely separate market. If they want these PS5 players and these Xbox players, they need to make it affordable and they need to make it, like I said, competition. And the only way to do that is if it be a similar price. So that's why I'm thinking $550 for the default model. And then if you want to fork out and get like the 2 terabyte one, then you can go for like $700, I would imagine, max. The one thing about a PC that obviously have the massive advantage of is at the end of the day, these prices don't necessarily matter. If you buy the 512 gig one, you'll be able to upgrade the memory, I'm sure, later on, if you really want to. Because I know one of the other things you can also upgrade is the RAM, which I think is really cool. Obviously, you can't take all of this stuff apart, but the fact that it gives you access to the hard drive space and the RAM as well, it does give room for a lot of significant upgrades later down the line if you want to. And I'm sure, like the PS5, they'll make it as easy as possible to switch this stuff out, so it's not difficult for the average person. But yeah, that is my theory. I could be completely fucking off on this. I just think there's a solid chance with what I've said and the logic that I put together that those prices add up.
Yeah. Plus, it's now's the time to do it as well because everyone else is raising their prices. So now's the time for because Valve is the consumer friendly. So I'd like to
They try to be. Yeah, they try to be. Yeah.
So it's it'd be nice if it was that kind of price. For sure, and the good thing is about it is, well, if you wanted to make your own Steam machine, you're quite free to do so.
Yep,
the OS is already out there. You could literally do it right now if you wanted to. But
it's the nice thing about Steam as well. Valve, they're not. I don't want to say assholes about it because no company like owes you their fucking source code and their their OS and stuff. But like, Valve aren't dickheads when it comes to stuff like that. They're very aware that some people like what they put out, but they don't necessarily. Because if you already have a computer that can run all of this, all of your Steam games and stuff, but you just really like Valve's interface for how they do the Steam OS and stuff, it's nice that they give people the option to say, we don't want you to have to buy our entire new console just to have that. You can enjoy that in your own way, however you want to. And I don't want to say no other company on earth would do that, but it very much feels that no other company on earth would do that. Because they don't want people to have that freedom. They want people to buy their new stuff. They want people to be locked into whatever it is they make.
Yeah.
And I do like that Valve just basically says, yeah, do what you want. Go for it.
It's like the anti-Apple kind of thing, anti-proprietary type
Yeah,
stuff.
very much. Yeah, the anti-Apple. That's the perfect way to describe it. Yeah.
So, Niall, hearing all this, what are your thoughts?
I think there'll be a definite buy.
Oof.
If it was around, like, I think the maximum I could go was like $750. I think, but it would be incredible as well because it. Well, they said that they'll be able to run Windows games on this OS, and I'm hoping that means that they'll be able to. Because what would sell this to me 100%, even if it was like $1,000, was if I could play Game Pass on it. Like, but they have confirmed that they'll be able to run Windows apps on Linux, and if that means that they can run the Windows Xbox app and the Windows games which are on the Xbox app, then that'll be perfect for me.
What's
honestly.
wild to me is that this isn't already doable though. Like, there's got to be something blocking it, and in my head, it's Microsoft that's blocking it. Because I'm sure someone could just create a Xbox. Like all they need to do is just fit in that Proton layer in between.
Yes, yeah.
So
there is a workaround, and it probably would be easier on because like it's just a big faff from what I read about, because there's a lot of like copying and pasting stuff, which will obviously be easier on a PC than on a handheld. So with the workaround being easier, that might still be fine. But yeah, it'll just mean that I've got one machine where I'll play pretty much every game apart from the one Sony exclusive which comes out a year, which I'm interested in.
I mean, I will say
you could just wait a year for that to be put on PC.
I know it isn't the easiest thing in the world, and it is a bit of a faff, especially people who've done it on the Steam Deck. But theoretically, it should be easier to just freshly install Windows on this thing compared to a Steam Deck. And I know that's not the solution for everyone. I know, like I was saying before, people like Steam OS. Valve created like a really good thing, and it's nice having a machine just for gaming, and it works like that. But
But obviously, it will be possible if you really, really want to install Windows on this machine or whatever, and then you really would have access to whatever it is you want. But like you were saying, or at least what you're implying, is it does remove sort of the game aspect of it. Like the whole point of SteamOS is, like I said, it's 4 games. It's built 4 games to play games. That's all it's there for. Once you put Windows on it, it just becomes a computer at that point, and I think it sort of takes away the charm and magic of it. So yeah, hopefully they do implement something that does just allow you to use those Windows native apps on Linux, because then you've just got the best of both worlds there. But like Oliver said, it has to be Xbox stopping it, because this is going to interfere with whatever they're doing massively. And I can just see them being just from a business perspective, you can see them basically say no to Valve. If the Valve were like, yo, can we do this? And they just say no. Because the moment that happens, anything they push out going forward is just made redundant.
Yeah.
And that's obviously not good for business, especially when Xbox are already, or Microsoft's already kind of in the mud when it comes to gaming consoles. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how easy they're going to make that for Valve personally, but we'll see.
Yeah.
If they're willing to work with them and actually do something, then yeah. But
it goes against their whole ethos, though. You know what I mean? Because it's all everything's an Xbox.
Well, they're for the gamers, aren't they? Yeah,
for the gamers. So if it comes out that they have been blocking it, then that just flies in the face of every bit of marketing they've done this year.
Yeah,
because it's all about, you can play our games anywhere, but not on the fucking Steam Deck.
And that's a good point. That's a good point as well. Yeah, literally, the whole marketing is this is an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox. So a Steam machine is an Xbox, surely.
Yeah,
based on your logic. Yeah.
Should be. So it, like I say, just needs to slip in that Proton layer somehow, and it'll work. But I don't see it happening personally. I mean, it could be Steam blocking it. It could be Valve blocking it, I guess, like because they want people to pay for the games. But again, I don't
maybe, but yeah, that might be just the thing of like, oh, we love Steam, big Steam can't do no wrong. You're very right. Yeah, it could be them basically forcing people onto their platform. But I'd like to think, based on everything else that they do, that isn't the case.
Yeah,
I'm sure Valve would like to create something, if possible, that is truly just accessible to everyone and anyone, and you can do whatever you want with it. But yeah, there's two sides to look at though.
If you want to play Game Pass on it, you can just dual boot into this new Windows
Yeah.
OS that Xbox are making. You know what I mean?
That's also true,
And then you can just play Game Pass that way if you wanted to. You can put any OS on it. It's quite open about it. It's not going to avoid the warranty. It's not going to do anything like that. Alex, what are your thoughts? You get one.
I don't see a need for me to have it at this current stage. Because I have my PC right here, and if I'm gaming, I'm here. So maybe in a few years when I get my own place and like I want to play somewhere else in the house, and that might be like oh, I'll get the Steam machine. But at this current moment, I see no need for me to get one.
That's valid.
Because
I fully agree with Alex.
I will not be anywhere else in my house playing a game.
Yeah, I think the Steam machine is cool as shit, and I do want to get one. I'm not going to, because the ideal thing for the Steam machine to me is having a PC essentially in a different room of your house where your PC isn't. Like my PC it can do whatever I want it to do. That's why I bought it. It's there to play whatever I need it to play. The entire function of this would be in a scenario maybe where I had like an office, and that's where my computer is, and that's where I play my games, that's where I do my work, whatever. And then in my bedroom and my living room, or even both, maybe you've got cash to spend, but you can have these things in whatever room you want.
Yeah,
and you can enjoy games in any way you want, because the only accessible way, let's say you have a gaming PC, and not to say it isn't decent, but something like Moonlight, which works very well, it still isn't perfect. It's absolutely phenomenal, but people who are sensitive to input delay and stuff, that is never going to go away, no matter how good the streaming gets. It's not going to go away. It can't. This would completely negate that, and would allow you to play these games natively wherever you want with no complaints. And I think that's the perfect use case scenario. I think the two markets for it are people who don't have a gaming PC and say it's too expensive. And this is a great way for them to dive into the PC ecosystem. And I think the other half of the market is people who just want the ability to play their stuff in different rooms of the house. Because imagine if you're a family, imagine if you're a dad who has a Steam account that he's had for like 10 plus years or whatever. He's got an insane backlog of games, like Mr. Nile over it. When Fern's older, right? It's going to be great for her. Buy her a Steam machine,
they can have it in their room. They can have it all to themselves. They have access to all of Niall's stuff. And you can also have access to all your stuff on your own personal PC, whether it's a Steam machine or not. And you can just sort of share the freedom with everyone else in your house, which I think is really, really cool. You don't have to go fork out for this massive $2,000 gaming PC or anything. You buy potentially a $500 box and you just have access to all that stuff. And I think that's I just think that's really cool. I think that's really, really cool. And I think that's going to be one of the main functions for it for a lot of people, is just having an extra mini PC basically in different rooms of the house.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what's. I mean, right now, so like I say, I use Moonlight mostly to stream.
Yeah.
But if I can move away from that to something that, if it's cheap enough, then yeah, man. So I'll have a Steam machine in my living room. I'll have a PC down here. I'll have the Steam Deck wherever I want. Also the VR headset if I don't fancy holding something in my hands.
Exactly, and it's that instant access no matter where you go, pick up and play from like what you were doing, access your Steam library instantly, because Steam is just really good with shit like that. It just seems perfect.
Yeah.
And it seems like we've finally reached a point where we've just sort of created the perfect thing, like genuinely.
Yeah. And it's the cheapest place to buy games.
And it's with all the sale. Yeah, exactly. That I don't know. It's one of those things that seems too good to be true. But if anyone can do it, it's Valve.
Mm-hmm.
It does make me think what the hell is going to happen with PlayStation and Xbox and just Nintendo moving forward. Obviously, they're their own thing, and they're always going to be.
Xbox less so.
But even with like PlayStation releasing their stuff on PC now and stuff as well, it really is just to think of like, why would you bother with any of these other things? I really don't get it anymore.
Yeah, no, it's changing things drastically, changing the landscape of gaming for sure.
And there we are.
I think we've reached the end of the show. Anyone else got anything more they'd like to say?
No.
Come on, Alex, sing that song you said you made for us.
Sing a song, Alex.
You put me on the spot here, Lewis.
Wait, did he actually make a song? No.
I was gonna make some more of them, but then I couldn't think of it.
All right, cool. Well, we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.
Goodbye.
Bye.